What's going on, guys? Waydax98 here with another Smite patch notes, and we are 3.20 this time. Due to camera stars getting moved back, we're not getting them on positive. New gods on positive anymore. They're now odds, I think. So next patch we should be getting Thoth. Oh god, I should have said spoiler alerts. Whatever. As you can see, Fang is also not here with me again this week. He is super busy. I am really running late on this. You guys actually can't see my clock good, but I'm running late. But either way, it's a big patch, so I'm gonna jump right on into it. I'm gonna try my best to make this as entertaining as possible, but it's not as fun if I don't do it with Fang. So, first off, we've got new skins. So we have our first one's called Koopa Cardinal, Warlord Koopa Cardinal. I'm just going to play this voice pack right off because it's loud. And I'm sorry, but it's going to blow up your ears.
Meet your maker!
My headphones are on 25% over here, and I can still hear that. It is loud. But here it is, Koopa Cardinal Warlord. It's a really cool skin. I'm not real sure what it... There's a special taunt that comes with the skin that makes it really over the top, where he strums his staff and fire shoots out of the end of it or whatever. A lot of really cool effects. I do like the just style of it. It's very different from what most of the Koopa Cardinal skins have been. And I'm really happy for this skin. I'm probably going to end up getting this skin at some point, just because it's such a good skin, and right now I'm just using the legendary, and I'm not a huge fan of the giant golden lord that Koopa is, but I'm hoping to. This skin looks awesome. I plan on getting it, and yeah, I already tried to click on it. So I love the design. I love the armor. I love the style of it, and it's got a lot of good voice with it. It's just a great skin overall, in my opinion. I can't really say of anything that I really change about it. And I do like that it's not a monstrous figure. It is a really big guy. I mean, it's supposed to look like a person. So, really cool skin. Can't wait to actually play it. So, and I'm not going to put a rating system. I've never done that. I haven't thought about it. So, next up we have a ROM skin, which this one I haven't heard. I think this is tier 3. So, this is its own kind of deal, I'm thinking, and it's not a tier 2, which you would think. It's actually a tier 3, I think. It's just an Elven Rom. God damn it. Elven Rom, whatever you want to say it. It's called Nature's Grasp, and it does kind of go with the nature ones, like the Nature's Protector. What is it called? The new Janus skin that looks like an elemental of some sort. But he's pretty cool. I'm just gonna play the voice pack.
Make it more of a challenge.
Make it more of a challenge. It almost sounds like his normal voice pack, so I'm not real sure about it. In my opinion, I like Rambo Rama and Orbital Strike better than I like this, but I know some people are going to like the Elven theme better. Because I've never been a big fan of the elves in any of them. I'm not a fan of... In Skyrim, I never liked them. and stuff like that. And I'm not a big Rama fan to begin with, although I've played some good games with Rama. I think he has better skins, so this isn't too bad, but, I mean... It's a good skin, and I think people will like it. Some will like it. So next up is an actual Odyssey skin, and this is actually based on a community skin idea, and it is Prototype Scylla, which is a cybernetic Scylla skin. This looks amazing. I really like this skin. It looks really good. The effects are really good for this, and I mean, the blue color scheme, the effects on the dogs and all the stuff, the cybernetic kind of movement in them, and the data stream effects and the helix effects is really good. I absolutely love this skin. I'm not a Scylla player. Fang is the Scylla player of the group, and I still think I may get this skin just because it's really, really good. Actually, not. I'm not worth. I don't think I'm worth a damn as Scylla. I haven't played her in such a long time. If the god's not supportable, and it's not like one of my starters in the like in mid lane, I play Janus and Isis. I don't and Zeus. Um, I don't like move a whole lot outside of my range out in other lanes, just because when I'm playing, I won't win. And if I go and screw up, go and play somebody I'm not good with, it pisses me off a little bit. But enough about me. This skin is a really, really good skin. I absolutely love it. It's so cool. It's got the cyber mage. I just had a, I had it like a while, like an hour ago. I could tell exactly what I. Damn it. There. You know, necromancer. There's like the techromancer or whatever it's called. It's very resembles that. You're very scary, very like hidden, but very cybernetic in its way. The voice pack's really good with it. I actually was meaning to play it.
Who do I need to get this time?
That's really loud. I'm really sorry. I have no way to control it. But it's such. I really like the skin. It's absolutely amazing. I know the Scylla players out there are having like going crazy for it right now because this is so cool. And I'm really looking. I'm looking forward to this skin. This is. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Scylla getting the Greek skin in the Odyssey this year, but I mean, this one makes me happy for it. The next one doesn't, but this one I'm glad that they gave it to it. So, but there's a lot more other Greek gods that could have gotten a better skin than the next one. So, but I guess I can go on to that one. As you can see, the next one is Tormentula Arachne, and basically, last year when they did Bologna, we had that Bologna, which is actually the Tier 2 Bologna. This is the Tier 2 Arachne for this season. Or this year. I'm sorry. And which I thought Black Widow was the Tier 2, but this actually is the Tier 2. It's actually based on a spider. It's a white and red color scheme. It's a really cool color scheme. It's a really cool design, but I mean, Arachne just got a skin with the Underworld patch not too long ago. Arachne's not a whole lot played. There's not a whole lot of people that like Arachne other than Track and Werewolf that I can think of. She's just very I don't know. She really doesn't have a place in the meta right now, and it kind of throws people off based on how much damage she can do and what her CC is, how well she CCs. But as of right now, she just doesn't, like, once people understand how she plays, it becomes it becomes much harder for you to get many things done. So, I mean, the skin's cool, I'll give it that. It's not something I'm going to pick up, though. If it was a Guardian or Warrior, I might think about it, but no, it's not. It's not something I'm going to pick up, and I feel like they could have picked someone better. I mean, Poseidon doesn't have a Tier 2 yet. Zeus does. I'm trying to think who else. Hades doesn't have a Tier 2 yet. Ares, Athena does. Assassin-wise, Nemesis has a Tier 2. Thanatos doesn't have a Tier 2 yet. Thanatos was a little bit more prominent. He actually got a couple of plays, I think. So I don't know. There's other gods that I would have thought I like to have a must skin for, but this is a cool skin. It's based on an actual spider, and I can live with that. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the skin. There's not much to say otherwise, and it does have a voice pack.
I'm up here!
Okay, I didn't think it had a voice pack, but they specifically said it was a Tier 2, so I don't know if it's actually going to be less in the Odyssey than what the regular skins have been. If it's not, we're getting gypped. If it is... Crap. Wait. If it is, cool. But, no, other than that. So, So those are the two Odyssey skins. These two skins were just added in for add-ins to Odyssey skins, and we have two skins for teams. They're team skins, and it is Sobek, and Luminosity Susanoo. So I really like this one, but I'm gonna get to Sobek first. I may actually get this one. So Soar is specifically not Soar's not my favorite. I do like Snoopy from Soar, but this is a cool skin. It's a pretty cool skin. It's one of the team skins, and I mean, it's Sobek. Look how happy he is. He's so happy. He's like, bruh, I I won't I want to beat these guys, and he's playing with his Soar controller. See, SOAR. I mean, he wants to. I mean, he's pulling off them plucks. He's playing. I'm guessing. I'm gonna call it like a PlayStation controller. He's playing PlayStation Smite, and he's pulling off them plucks as playing as himself. I mean, he's so happy, and I mean, I love the card art for this. He's just sitting in his house with his fishy stacks and his drinks while the guys are fighting outside, and he's just playing his Smite. He's enjoying himself, and he's just having a great time, and it's really funny. I like it a lot. So I plan on. I don't know. I may get this just because I kind of do like one of the guys on Soar. I'm not a big fan of them in general, just because they kind of just play. They didn't really feel like a team coming into the second split, the fall split. They didn't really feel like the team that you would want to root for. They weren't out there. They weren't really playing as a, I guess, really as open as and have the big voices as like Bara, Incon, Weekend, people like that. That big people want to root for those teams. So I don't know. I need a Sobek skin, and that may end up being the one that I get. But this next one is definitely cool, and I love this one. This one is so cool. This Susanoo did get his nerf last time, but I mean, who doesn't want a Luminosity Susanoo? Luminosity is probably my second favorite, if not my favorite team right now. And I know Jen's looking forward to this too because I mean, Susanoo. He's such a cool god. There's not much difference in his effects. He's got the jersey. He's got the shades on. He's got these cool the watermarks on his like up to his knees or whatever. They look like water. It's a painting almost. And it's a really cool skin. Pretty basic. I may end up getting it. I'm not real sure. I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if I want to get the what was it, Steel Samurai skin from the Odyssey. So we'll decide. I'll decide on that later. But it's a really cool skin, and I really like the design of it. It's different. So we'll see what comes out of that later on. Now we have two new mastery redos, which is two guys that got skins, Scylla and Rama. So Scylla got her masteries as just her face is no longer like the gold, and her hair is now her normal color, and her hands are not that bad either. Her hands aren't gold either, so she looks more normal. Like I always say, I really like this legendary skin. Actually, the legendary for this set looks awesome. Just the black dress with the golden highlights looks really good. The blue's okay. She almost looks like a Disney princess. They actually made that connection. And the diamond looks good too. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the diamond, but I definitely like the legendary for this set. So then Rama, they actually weren't able to show, but based on the card art, I want to say that I like the gold the most right now, although I haven't seen the others. Just because of the skin color, I think the gold is going to work really good. The diamond may look really good. Like I said, I didn't get to see, like they didn't get to show them because the game crashed every time you opened them. So we're looking at this as to be pretty good, actually, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm looking for like these masteries are really good. I'm really happy that they're not just making like new card art, they're actually redoing the old card art, which and while they redo that, so that's a really cool look to them, and I really like that. So looking forward to these, really looking forward to seeing these around, because these are two gods that I was like, I really didn't like their golds and their legendaries and their diamonds, but now I actually look really good with it. So we'll actually move on. So they didn't show this either. Anubis actually got a dance emote, and there's a cutesy Songquay, which it's not very cutesy in my opinion, but I mean, I can't even say that. I don't even think the mother would love that face. So that's I don't know where that's probably gonna be in the cutesy chest, but that's pretty cool anyway. So next up, we'll jump down to achievements. So Camel Stars, Bat Out of Hell. As Camel Stars hit 3 gods with the single swoop of Bat Out of Hell ability. That's just going to be team fighting and being able to land your swoops timing-wise. I don't think it'll be a huge problem, especially if you're playing in Marina with an Ares. I always bring that up when it's hit multiple gods with something, because Ares is the best god at doing that, and especially if they're not good at jumping away. I'm good at getting purifications, because I didn't realize it. Yep. So Camouflage, also Vampirism, as Camouflage obtained the Vampire buff from his Vampire Bats ability 6 times in a single match. So be an efficient jungler, and you're going to get those stacks, because you get those pretty quickly. Hanbots, Monkey Business, as Hanbots teleport to an enemy god with the last bounce of Sacred Monkey. So get a little lucky bounce onto a god, which it's not super lucky if you can time it right, because if you throw it on 2 people, it'll bounce back and forth. I think no, that's Nizar Ring. Yeah. So if you get enough people in the ring, it just bounces however many times it bounces, and it lands on a god, and then you teleport to him, and there's your achievement. It's not real hard to read. Fear no evil. Fear my evil, as Hanbots use Fear no evil to fear 3 or more gods. And excuse me for yawning, I am so tired. Wednesdays are my longest day. So, as Hanbots use Fear no evil, stun 3 or more enemy gods. That's real easy, to be honest with you. It's get into a group of people and ult. I mean, most people can do that. It's not too hard. Osiris, simply stun. As Osiris stunned 3 different enemy gods with his tether in a single game. So they could have made this extremely hard in that we're using one. If you could stun 3 enemy gods with a single tether, that would be really hard. Really hard. But 3 different enemy gods using his tethers in a single game, really, if you slow them and you use your movement speed, if it's somebody that doesn't have an escape, you're stunning them. If they've already used their escape, you're stunning them. So it's not a big it's not super hard. It's just going to take a little bit. It's not something you can just instantly get or anything. And this one is also one that's kind of situational. I mean, this is not super hard, but it's going to take a situation where it's, as Osiris, land your ultimate on 3 more enemy gods. That's not the biggest thing is about it. That King of the Afterlife is not the biggest circle in the world. So I almost want to say that this is a really hard one, but it's not as bad with as many setup gods as there are, and a good Osiris can time that pretty well. I mean, I've hit multiple gods at one time while they were just moving in a group with it. So we'll see. So in this one, we have new Odyssey new Odyssey content being added. So we have the Prototype Scylla, of course, like I showed, Tormentula Arachne, Lady of Lore Announcement Pack, which I don't actually have a way to show that, I don't think, and the Pedestal, which is an Odyssey Collection bonus. So you get these 3, you unlock the Pedestal. So here's a little bit of information about this limited exclusive. So any directly purchased content is exclusive. Any bonus skins are exclusive except the Nubis skin at the end. The final bonus is limited. And then bonus frames, recall, recall. I'm guessing FX is what recall skins, hub themes, avatars, pedestals are all limited. And that's a confusion. Free QC test. Okay. As apologies for the confusion, we will be giving one free QC test roll to all players who have any Odyssey points collected during the 3.29 update. So I'm guessing the 3.29 is getting near the end of it. So we'll see. I don't know why it's 3.29. I almost want to say they meant 3.20, but who knows. Miscellaneous personal awards on the minimap now are green and pulse for 30 seconds before expiring. So this for me is really good being a support player because I place a lot of wards, and I always hate just not realizing, like not being able, because you don't have a timer on your map. So if it starts pulsing on your minimap, you know that's about to run out. So I know I have to get over there again. So it really helps me as a player. So now we're down to item changes. Now these I'm kind of happy about. There's not really anything that I'm super unhappy about here as a support player. Now, if anything else, I don't know. But first off, Emperor's Armor. This is something that I've really wanted to try to implement, but I have not been able to. It's very, very situational, and it gives less health and protections than other items in the tree, and is not really good in most situations. So it's getting reduced cost by 100 to 2,000, and I've been trying to figure out where I'm going to put it in a build, and I've almost decided it's going to be an item for me specifically that if I'm behind, and I myself am behind, and I'm having trouble farming, my team's doing good, I'm going to get it because I've had games where I just go in and I'm just a person taking the shots for like the tower. I'll run in, take shots for the tower, die, and we'll get the tower before I die. I'm almost deciding that this is the item that I'm going to be getting for those kind of games, because if I get that, it gives me the ability to tank more shots from that tower, and it also makes it less of if I have to go on the defensive, it gives the tower more damage for my team. So, and being cheaper now, it's going to be a better item for that. So, Heartseeker. So, it's another powerful item, but it's not. It's very situational. So, the 3-second power buff from the passive now applies 15% attack speed buff as well. So now you're not only getting the power buff, but you're getting attack speed buff as well. Stone Cutting Sword. This is weird. It's very weird. So it's only really good on a couple of assassins that are good with their basic attacks. So, and it was very costly. Kali, more than anyone, really like this. I'm trying to think of another one right off the top of my head, and it's a reduced cost down by 300 to 2,600. So this is a good. I think this will be good for assassins. I know Kali is getting a lot of love in this one, so I'm hoping. I'm wondering if she's going to pop up more often. It's going to be different for her, and I'm not sure how Heartseeker is. I've never used Heartseeker. I don't see it used much at all. So we'll see. Void Stone. Now this is one I like too. It's a popular item, yes, but it's not very good. I mean, it gives 2 really good effects, but not a whole lot of either. It's a good hybrid item. I run it on Hades, my mixed Hades. I run it on some Guardians like Bacchus, Fafnir, like the damage Guardians, the Guardians you want to be doing damage, or if I have a comp that has a lot of magical in it. I run a lot. I usually run this. So, and it is kind of weird. So they're reducing the cost down by 150, which is it's pretty good. That's 3 wards or 3 pots, and it's gaining 10 more protections, which I'm always happy about because I'm usually much lower on the magical protections. So different. So we'll move on to god changes. Opwatch. He's not getting more damage. He's not. So this is a happy thought. But we increased health, base health, to 400. Increased health per level by 5. So at the end, he's getting what? 50 more health plus 25. So at level 20, he's getting 75 more health, and he's getting more movement speed just so he can move around a little better. Dude always felt slow, so he's moving a little bit quicker. So that's all of his general stuff. Undead Search gives him lower mana cost in the late game. So because once his damage drops off, he wants to be able to throw these things out. Sorry, throwing these things out a lot, which makes it just throwing it out and not really having that, I guess, problem with it. I don't know. Throwing it out but not doing a whole lot of damage, just kind of zoning with it. Kind of help with self-sustain. So, and then mana cost for the Corpse Explosion is now reduced, also like at the late game, so he gets a little bit more better abilities, just to keep people at bay at late game. And then last up, Empty the Crypts mana cost adjustment from 100 to 140 now is 100 at all ranks, and reduced casting time from 0.5 seconds at the cast to 0 seconds, and recovery time from 0.1 second to 0.6 seconds. So, in all, going to be the same amount of time. This is a lot like what they did with Cupid a while back. So, what happens is it's casting instantly. I mean, quick. Which keeps you from having that effect where you would have like the sound effects and the creeps actually coming out before, but you then get like tier power cleaved, and it would just like disappear, like it would fade out, and you'd be like, wait, what? I just activated that, but you got stunned out of it or something. So you're sitting there thinking, okay, well, crap. I mean, now I gotta retry it again. Where this is going to be instant, you're actually going to get that damage off, but you're not going to be able to. You're still going to have that same amount of time that you can't do something, so you're going to have that longer recovery time and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how that changes. So this one is another one that I know Track's going to like a lot. A lot of people are going to like a lot. I've actually asked for this before. I've said, hey, this is the only way that it really becomes viable. And this is crazy. The hives reveal all enemy gods within 20 units to all allies, and shows hive areas the whole time. So what that says is there's a 20 unit radius circle around each hive, mini ward. And what it's going to do is it's going to ping and ward to not just you, but your allies where somebody is if they get close enough to that. Which means he now has built-in wards for 40 base mana, which, like I said, reduced mana cost 40 was 40 to 60 is now 40 at all ranks. 40 base mana wards on a Moose and Cobb. This makes him a whole lot safer, to be honest with you. He was really, like, it's going to have him where he's placing a lot differently, but it's weird. So this area shows all the time too, so you'll be able to just see kind of like there's a light layer of yellow, and you'll be able to see what these changes like where the radius is of it, so you know when you're getting your your passive for it from it, and when you're getting be able to honey spread it. So and increase that's what basically what it says it here. Increase the radius from 80 to 90, so it's a bigger range, and increase the hive's rage from it was 50. It was like the honey could only be spread from like 55 units instead of 80 units, which was weird, but it now matches, so it matches both. But it's this is really good for him. and it's just going to be. I'm interested to see how the pros take this. This is going to be really interesting, being that wards are not huge in the non-competitive scene. But I mean, 40 mana wards, once you get that Transcendence online, which most Amus and Cops run the Transcendence, um, I mean, there's not much reason not to. I mean, this is a really good thing, and I've said it actually a couple times. I've talked about with the guys saying, hey, I'm losing Cobb's not going to be good unless the Hives give him something really different. And I mean, why not like a ward ability? But they'd like have to boost, but I said in that, I said, man, they said, well, that'd be really overpowered. I said, hey, boost the mana of it. Yeah, make it more mana extensive, or reduce something that you get from the Hives. They've actually reduced the mana here, so I'm interested to see if this changes from in 3.21, because this is really powerful in my opinion. He does a hell of a lot of damage, and those Hives are really good. Like, I mean, the 20 units is small, but I mean, that's still crazy, and it's all LS, not just you. I mean, if it was just you, maybe a little bit less. I don't know. We're going to see. We're going to see. So next up, Bach is going to get a little bit of a help from here. So this is not really anything of a. This is a little bit of a buff, but not really, in my opinion. It's more bringing it on par with the other healing reduction gods, like Shobek and Changa, which are they have that 50% healing reduction, which Belgian God had 25. That didn't do anything really. Coming from a Bacchus player, to be honest with you, I didn't even know. I had a feeling it did something like that. But it didn't really come out to me that it was like useful, I guess. But now it's 50% that he can be more picked as a anti-heal god, and he's fallen out lately. He's been in and out of the meta. He's fallen out lately, kind of fallen to Terra, being that Terra is so big right now. Terra is a hard counter to him, where he can't really do his CC chain really good to her if it's a quick Terra. Fafnir is real good about canceling his abilities with the hammer, keeping him from basics with the underhanded tactics, and just providing more utility with the coerce. So as of right now, he's not really that strong. I haven't seen a whole lot of him. But I'm ready to see what we can what happens with this. This is not going to be a huge change, but I'm see if he jumps back in the meta with this. So Camustas, we just got him on Xbox. I didn't get to play a damn game with him yesterday, but I felt he was really strong. He did a ton of damage, and I'm glad they didn't buff his damage. But I'm glad we're seeing a buff to him, because I don't think he's great, but I think he's good. I don't think he's like OP. But I thought he was pretty good. Like, he did good damage, but he just needed a little tweaking, which they did. The cooldown reduced of Screech it went from 15 to 13, which is good. Really like that. I mean, because that was a really long cooldown for a primary ability. And then Vampire Breath now separates the slow and the damage over time into separate effects, which I'm guessing that helps with, like, I guess beads or something. If they're under the same effect, I guess beads would clear them both, and then Aegis would also. I don't know. So separating it makes it where you either have the beads the slow, or a sanctuary the damage. Then added a new visual, so you can see the slow and the bats for the dot. So it's kind of split up the vampire bats, and the vampire bats split up into the slow and the damage. So they're not very big. So, and then his ultimate increased time in his ability, and now passes through deployables. So this makes sense, Ian, that he can, when he's ulting, you couldn't really go through stuff. I mean, you couldn't really fly over like the Chimera wall and stuff, which made it, I guess, kind of harder to maneuver. Which he's an assassin. He needs to have that little bit more higher maneuverability. So he can now kind of get through those walls, and he has more time up there, which I realized he's really up there for a short amount of time, especially since the time doesn't reset after each swoop. You have 4 seconds up there, period. You have to just focus and hope to God that you're timing it right to land your abilities. So I think this is good for him. I'm glad they didn't buff his damage. I'm glad they buffed him in other ways. I'm looking forward to see how Camouflage really comes out too. So yeah, so this is Kali. This is one I'm not real sure about. Kali's really good in my opinion, but she's really good with a team, and she's really good in close range fights. She's really good in the arena right now. She's okay in the jungle. I know she's more risk than reward, so I see why this helps her. But this is different. So market changes basically your passive up a little bit. So what is the ability now has a menu which allows you to select the player that you want to kill. So this helps you quite a bit in that if you're not jungle, if you are solo Kali, which I've seen lately, your target is not going to be freaking the carry on the other side. It's going to be your solo laner or the jungler. Like, you could choose between that. So I think that's really good. And then whenever Kali dies, she could choose through the same menu who her target's going to be. I feel like that's good. I think that's pretty cool. I always didn't really like coming back and realizing, hey, I don't like this target, or I'm not going to be able to do anything to this target, or my target's across the map and I'm never going to make it over there because I'm playing solo Kali or something. I'm not playing it, but I know other people have, and I've heard the woes. Or you're having to babysit the solo lane as the jungler, and you're like, well, my target is the hunter. Well, I'm not gonna make it over there because I gotta babysit solo. So, it's gonna be interesting. But this one is what I really. This seems a little bit too much in my opinion. Upon killing a target marked for death, now selects the closest god to Kali to become her next target. Kali does a whole lot of damage, and it's really hard to get off of you. This is literally giving Kali the ability to just combo and combo and combo. And she's already the Penta god, really, in like arena. If you're going to get a Penta, you're going to get a Penta with Kali right now. We've had 3 Pentas in arena with a Kali. I mean, one was Fang, and the other 2 were randoms on the opposing side. Without this, like when she was weaker, that she's got buffed. So this is I feel like that's a little too much. That's just making it easier for her to multi-kill. Which, I mean, maybe. I mean, if that's what you want her to be, but I don't know. I feel like that's too much. So we'll see what changes with that. I do like the first 2, like being able to select your targets and stuff, but this last one I feel like it's just a little too much. So next up, Last Breath. Surcat ability now does not go on cooldown if you miss it. So there is a small window that somebody with a movement ability can get away from you when you're trying to use Last Breath, and it will just kind of go through part of the animation and use the ultimate, which that wasn't real fun for any circuit player. So they just they fixed it where now it'll only go cooldown if it actually procs. It actually puts it onto somebody. And so much love for the assassins tonight, whatever. Thanatos. So he's very unique, and I'm glad to see this. This really made Thanatos was really hard for a lot of reasons. That he's always seems to be low health, and then he runs out of when he runs out of health because he's so squishy. You can't use your abilities, and your ability is kind of your main set of your kit because you're not going to be able to attack speed Thanatos and be able to do a whole lot. So what we're seeing is we're going to see that abilities now cost 1% of current health and not of total health. So this allows Thanatos to use much more abilities because you're not running when you're low health, because you want to fight at low health. Ow. Sorry, I was spinning around the thing and I hit myself with it. I'm glad I don't have a camera. So this really helps him. I'm really happy about that. And this next one is also a decent change. It's not huge, but it's his silence duration was 0.5 to 1.5, and now it's 1 at all ranks. So this makes it where he's stronger in the early game, but not as good as the late game. Basically what Thanatos is. So this early game god is getting now the ability to fight on his own accords, fight at low mana where he likes to, low health where he likes to be, because he's getting those heals, and silence for longer early. So I feel like this is a good change to Thanatos. I want to see how this adjusts to players. I think this makes him much easier. I was never a big fan of his ulti, his passive, being that you had to use health, because I'm always the guy with a whole lot of health. So it's interesting, and that's about it for the whole patch notes. But there is one more thing that they showed off, which I have the extra tab up here. Smite tactics. So this is Smite related, so I'm gonna throw it in here, although it wasn't in the complete universe. I guess not in the complete patch notes. So what this is it is a strategy online 1v1, and also it has a AI mode. A 1v1 strategy game, card-based strategy game in the Smite universe. So it uses Smite gods, it uses Smite abilities, Smite, oh, god dang it. Smite items and minions for each of them, and it runs on the Unreal Engine. They're testing it. They're using it. They're going to use it right now. There's a sign up for the closed beta open right now, which this link actually doesn't work. There's one on Twitter, but it's so cool. I think it's really cool. I really hope this comes to mobile. I want to see this come to mobile. I want to see this come to console, because right now it's only on computer. So, and this is not out now. This is coming soon. So I'm hoping to see this. So that's really everything I have for you guys. I'm sorry I've been yawning. I'm sorry I've been rambling. It's been a long. Wednesdays are my longest days, and yeah. So I'm hoping that we'll get this out soon, and hope to see you guys in the next episode and the next God reveal with the next one, which is going to be a God reveal. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.